1, 2, 3, go. We are now we can start. All right, we got a little scene called Ishmael channeling.
You got a little. It sounds like we have a little ting call, not thing.
Ishamael.
All right.
Oh, I can hear this.
It's very dark.
Am I crazy? It looks like the serpent.
It does, yeah.
Oh, and an eye.
You think it's partial too? Is this how he breaks it and brings out Lanfear?
I think so.
It's super weird.
Blood feeds blood.
Oh no.
Blood cools blood. Blood is blood war. And blood shall ever be.
We're gonna talk about September 1st some more, Jono?
Yeah, that was my issue. I liked everything until I, put it in place of what it should be, and I apologize for being.
I mean, that's pure invention.
Yeah, so it takes the Dark Prophecy, which Peyton Fane does, right? So again, we've co-opted Peyton Fane a little bit more to be a main Dark Friend, which I guess, sure, why not?
No, that's parcel tongue, Dana.
Yeah, so my bad. My apologies. But like, again, in a vacuum, this is kind of cool. It's a weird thing for me to be like, why is it that he's got this again, like blood causes blood?
Yes, I love that. I love that Ishmael has to go to some weird place and use the one power while he chants a magic spell to free Lanfear from the board. Fantastic.
It's
on.
You know what it looks like to me, though? It looks like he's. I don't think this is what it is, but it looks like he's under the seal they were standing at the end of season 1. Like that's the white cracks in the and like
even better.
Like it looks like he's literally at that place looking up from underneath. But I could be completely wrong. But that's what I'm getting from that.
I mean, again, I get the fact that it is weird in the Wheel of Time. Like what happens in the books is that that they somehow, like, the seals break enough for people to just be slowly kind of released. We don't know where they're released, how they're released, etc. We assume, of course, that they're at Shia Ghul because that is the location closest to because of the thinness. But we don't know what the fuck it looks like. So I'm not upset with the idea that, like, they come to at a certain spot.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess the idea that how is he released? Who released him? Right?
Theoretically, Rand did
never
at the
trapped.
end of season 1.
Or never trapped.
Yeah.
Hashtag never trapped. It seems very. I don't know.
I don't care for using the one power and chanting a magic spell to free somebody.
I think he's just repeating the prophecy. I don't think he's like saying a spell. He's just saying words that are cool sounding.
Yes, a poem that he enjoys while he's
yeah.
Give me a break.
He's all by himself, Tom.
The implication is clearly that if he wasn't saying the words, that this wouldn't be working.
Oh, do you think that's the case? I didn't get that at all. I just got him being like, I'm just ranting like a lunatic while I'm doing things.
Just doing it for fun.
I'm more on Team Tom than not.
All right. Is his channeling in the scene pure white opposed to new colors we're seeing because it's the true source?
It's not like goldish or yellowish.
I mean, it's got because there's some white up in the top there. Because like you could mistake that for white given the lighting of the scene. However, just because there's whitish bluish light at the top, I would say that's clearly something else. I don't know, maybe yellowish greenish, something going on there.
Probably tinted with urine.
I'm frustrated. I get frustrated when things are unnecessarily created from whole cloth. Doesn't seem necessary.
This looks like an Age of Legends machine to me.
So many things to fit into the story.
What do you think about Dana Lou's comment that this looks like an Age of Legends machine?
I think that Tom's about to shit himself in anger.
So it's a free Lanfear from the Boar machine that they created in the Age of Legends. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I think that makes it worse.
Oh wait,
No.
so that's clearly like a hole. No, maybe not.
What a hole.
What a hole. He's clearly looking up at a ceiling of some kind that is broken and not complete anymore.
Or he's looking down. He's standing upside down.
It's hanging from the ceiling like a bat.
He's hanging brain. Yeah.
Everyone's assuming this is Lanfear. I also assume it's Lanfear. I guess I don't mind it that he's doing that. Like, is that really that big of a change for you that you're just like, fuck this?
I think that it's just kind of
like fuck this. I just don't like it. I don't see the need to create things like this.
It doesn't bother me so much, like other than the prophecy chanting is kind of weird and it puts a lot of things differently. Mm-hmm. Why she's covered in blood, I don't know, but maybe you need blood to, almost, like in Harry Potter to bring back Voldemort. Makes sense, right?
I think the boar is like that skin sack that the Urukai are cut out of.
Fair enough.
It's that membrane between worlds. It's covered with blood and viscera.
Yeah. She better eat that placenta if she wants to be fully developed.
Oh man.
Yeah. A lot to consider. Again, I understand you can't do a fucking. All right, so I will try to understand. You can't just do 100%. Like, I've read this book and therefore. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comment. Read the comment, Joe. It's your job.
No, you do it.
Imagine Rand casting Balefire in Grandel's hideout while reciting a man from Nantucket.
I like it.
I again. But again, I get the fact that you've got to make changes, right? Presumably, you have to make changes. Tom right now is already like shaking his dick's head because you don't have to. But if
you do, but you don't have to create things.
There you go, and that is something that's kind of
you do have to make changes, but
a little frustrating.
Again. Yeah. The changes should be, how do we make this fit into 8 episodes? Not let's make up a whole bunch of new stuff and change things and new things.
News, tough.
It drives me insane.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
He says Lanfear? Did he? I didn't even catch that. Shit.
Probably says in the old tongue, dummy.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't have my translator in.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I'm sure that like there's so many things that like I would like a lot of these things, in a vacuum probably, but it's really tough to swallow parts of it. And I can't, now that Tom's gone, we should disagree with everything he says, but I can't.
Oh, yeah, because I agree. Now's our chance.
Yeah, fuck you, Tom, you piece of shit. What do you have to say? Oh, nothing. Can't. But
get out of here.
Yeah, but like, it does bother me when we do make changes for change's sake. Now, maybe maybe one day they're going to go say, "Well, we made this change because of ABC." All right, fair enough.
Oh, he says "Daughter of the Night." It's canon.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. That's true. Unless
again, I did not hear enough of what he was saying, mumbling under his breath. Maybe in the show it'll be more clear, but like in that clip, I just didn't notice it. I haven't actually watched the clips by myself, and analyze them. We're just playing them in real time, really, for the most part.
So, as everyone knows, we are the best podcast for this reason.
Part of me just wants to have a pure response with you guys. I'll grab it and put it aside, or I'll watch it when we watch it. Dana said they have to show something that people can understand. It is never even explained in the books.
It's true. How do they? And that's what I'm kind of getting at. How do they come out? How do they?
They just get released slowly or maybe quickly. But we don't know when, we don't know how, we don't know anything.
I love that song.
Is it weird that Ishmael's doing it though? For me, not so much, because he's like, for lack of better words, he's Shatter Haran right now. Like he's like the Dark One's entity.
So for Dana, like, how, to your mind, how is he out? Was he never free? So then what the fuck was he doing for the last 3,000?
Again, I feel like most show viewers, or like most people that have been like, assume that what Rand did in the end of season 1 was crack something and let him out. Like he was like maybe partially out, or somehow like touching the world like Ishmael did, but he wasn't like fully released until what happened in the end of season 1.
Been there before.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's disappointing having someone in the audience who knows what the fuck she's talking about. And that's why we fucking love you, Dana. Because you always make us, re-question everything we say.
12 years and still learning. Thank you, DK.
Yeah, thank you, DK Moon. Yeah. You think
Wildman Wyatt said they keep adding rituals, melting the serpent ring, the warder crybaby session, and now Forsaken release song. I can't disagree. They are adding random things, but it doesn't, like, to a certain extent, it adds depth to something that was already written versus like on the page, it's just like, and they got out of the boar. And we don't know how or why.
But the boar is a very confusing
thing. The serpent ring doesn't bother me at all.
The seals are a very confusing thing, right? The whole point of using Quendalar, because what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, literally. Well, then what the fuck made it weaker in this case? Like, but that's enough of like, hey, you know what? It's a weird thing about the Dark Ones, a weird thing about the True Power. Like, that's good enough for you to not have to know. It's really how I kind of felt about it. So I didn't need some type of weird antecedent event for how this really happened, other than the seals got weak enough and all of a sudden they're at the boar. Fuck, how did any of it happen, right? What the fuck does 100 dudes channeling at the same time really
Well, you could have shown, you could have shown the seals weakening in like an episode cold open. You could have shown another seal completely untouched by anybody in the middle of nothingness or something, like crack or something, and Lanfear like materialize or something. You didn't have to show Ishmael doing a thing.
Moraine shaves a sliver off.
That's kind of my point, though. Like, you could have shown that without having Ishmael doing that little display that he did. So you can show them escaping the boar in a way that makes sense, that's still in line with the books, without doing what they did. So, like, that again, there is a part of that is change for change's sake, like kind of, or giving Ishmael more screen time or whatever, like, and that, giving an actor something to do or whatever. But like, you didn't have to do that. You could have just
isn't it scary
shown it happen.
That they could just be out there without?
Yeah.
To me now, like, you can't have one out there without there being a goddamn event.
Yeah, without Ishmael or now presumably Lanfear or someone else going to a seal and crack, or going to, I keep saying seal. We don't know what that was, but like going to a place and doing a thing, like, yeah.
Are there only 12 Forsaken now?
Oh fuck! Another good question.
No, there's the ruling theory is that there's 8.
Oh, the Octopus Garden.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's based on the statues in whatever that orders.
What in the world?
Steppen.
Hey, why?
Steppen had statues of all the Forsaken in his room, and there was.
I do remember. Yeah.
And then there's other reasons. Like, there's a lot of people overanalyze the seal because there's like different symbols around the seal with all the points going out, and the spaces between each of the points like has a different shape in it, and that might represent one of the Forsaken.
So every time you break a seal, another Forsaken comes out until you break the last one, and the dark one comes out.
No, Tom. So some of those are just scars. Like, seal had a lot of scars on him. So like, don't read too much into it.
Yeah, but it could be just a kiss from a rose.
Torture.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
The seal's weaken in the book, so I guess it's just not explained in the show, and that's how Rand was able to break Ishio.
Good enough.
Okay.
Again, we could We could, and I'm more than happy
This
to get
screams to me like either people reading these books and not understanding, or people trying to explain it to them and then not understanding, and then like forcing some sort of logic onto this that is just unnecessary.
Superfly has a good comment here. A number of the Forsaken were worthless, to be honest. Wouldn't be a good TV show. So a lot of the.
I know it's almost like they were there for Moraine and Rand to kill in the beginning, so that
so they have something to do.
Have some enemies
like
and ramp
the wall
up
is
danger.
Pointless. Like Agenor and Balthamol weren't there in episode or season 1 already. Like so, like you can already just kind of like assume that like a few of them are just not important. Then it's like a few more can just be like, well, why don't you just combine those? Like I don't know. Like there's a lot of logic put behind people's theories into why there's 8, and it's also based on Stephen statues.
I feel like there's a fair amount of logic as to why there's 13
and it makes sense.
in it. Whatever.
Well,
I guess whatever. It still goes back to Jono's greatest comment ever.
Agenor didn't make it to the board. He got stuck in the accepted terrain. Oh my god! I just realized. How do you have rapey Agenor when there's no Agenor?
Yeah.
What is this? What is her test going to consist of?
You gotta get raped by someone else. Huh? What are the odds?
Holy shit! Is she just going to go through one ring or something, like one arch or something? Do you think?
What would you do if every one of them actually just had rape?
Wait, did it show more than one?
Wither.
It showed 2 others, but they were like broken in parts. So like I don't know if they were functional.
Maybe they weren't.
It looked like it was just one.
That's weird.
But
Maybe they weren't like
I don't want to speculate. I don't want to speculate on things that are going to make me angry. Narg's always rapey.
I mean, she did get captured in Trollocs by Trollocs in the first few episodes. So like maybe that's her like horrifying event she has to relive. You know.
All right. We got to move quick. It's almost my bedtime and Rain's coming.